They said Hill House was born bad. From the moment it was built, it stood cold and silent in the hills, watching, waiting. The walls leaned ever so slightly. The angles of the house were of wrong in a way that made people uneasy without knowing why. Stories were whispered through the years, of doors that slammed on their own, rooms that went cold without cause, and voices that called out from nowhere. But the house stood untouched, unsold, abandoned. No one stayed long enough to uncover the truth until Dr. John Montague arrived. Dr. Montague was a scholar of the supernatural, determined to scientifically document a real haunting. Hill House, with its grim history, was his chosen subject. But he needed others witnesses, sensitives, people who had experienced the unexplained. He sent invitations. Only two responded. Eleanor Vance, a lonely, fragile woman who once survived a poltergeist incident, and Theodora, an outgoing artist known for her sharp intuition. They were joined by Luke Sanderson, the young heir to Hill House, tasked with watching over the estate. Together, they arrived with curiosity, skepticism, and quiet fear. From the first night, the house made its presence known. Doors swung shut even when propped open. They had turned icy in certain hallways. Late at night, a loud knocking pounded through the walls, echoing with no source. One morning, Eleanor awoke to find her blankets on the floor and a message scrawled above her bed. "Come home, Eleanor." Though frightened, Eleanor felt an odd sense of belonging. The house, she thought, saw her. It called to her. Theodora laughed it off at first, but she, too, began to feel the tension. Luke joked about ghosts, but his eyes darted to every shadow. Dr. Montague documented everything, his notes growing more frantic with each passing day. As days passed, the house focused on Eleanor. She would feel unseen hands brush her arm. Whispers in the night called her name. When she tried to sleep, she felt watched. One night, she screamed, convinced someone was gripping her hand in the dark. But Theodora wasn't even near her. Another morning, new writing appeared. Eleanor, home. Theodora began to fear for her friend. Eleanor, on the other hand, grew distant. She wandered the halls alone, murmuring to the walls. In her mind, the house was no longer a threat, it was a comfort. The only place she had ever felt welcome. She began to believe that Hill House wanted her, needed her, and maybe she needed it too. Dr. Montague saw it happening. Eleanor was becoming one with the house, obsessed, enthralled. He insisted she leave for her own safety, but Eleanor refused. She danced through the dusty rooms like a ghost already. She whispered to unseen companions. The others begged her to go. Eventually, they forced her into the car, bags packed, tears streaming. But the house wasn't ready to let go. As she drove down the winding path away from Hill House, something overcame her. The car veered sharply. It slammed into a tree just beyond the iron gates. She died instantly. Some say it was an accident. Others believe she let go of the wheel, choosing the house over the world. After Eleanor's death, Hill House returned to silence, but not peace. Visitors say the halls are colder now. At night, faint laughter echoes from the nursery. Sometimes, a shadow passes across the windows when the house should be empty. And if you look long enough into the dark corners of Hill House, you might see her, because Hill House doesn't forget, and Eleanor never left.